What's poppin', my lyrical heads? It's another episode of Lyrical Minds. My name is Eves, and this is where I get the opportunity to interview various musical artists and dive into their songs to find the true meanings behind them. And today, I get the opportunity to interview a very special guest, Very Special Ed.
Yes,
What's
sir.
poppin', my guy?
How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
Oh, bro, I'm over here living my best life because what I say, if I ain't living my best life, I ain't living. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That's a fact,
How about you, man? How you living over there?
man. It's the end of the week. It's Thursday. Feels good going into an eventful weekend for me. I got a couple
Okay.
things planned for myself, so I'm excited. Good week. I'm very excited to be here for sure. Dumb
Thank you. Thank
excited.
you.
From the moment I reached out, I knew I wanted to be a part of what you got going on. So blessings to you for sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Thank you for reaching out, man. I've been getting independent artists here and there, and I appreciate you just reaching out and just being inspired to even get on the show.
Most definitely, bro. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy what you got going on your end, and any way I can support, man, I will be happy to for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love. Much love. So I gotta ask, bro, where does very special ed come from?
Man, very special ed. Well, first, my government name is Eddie. Well,
Oh,
Edward.
okay. I
Yeah,
assume so.
yeah. I for my whole life I was going by Eddie. Prior to me making music, I had my own visual arts company that
Oh,
was really to help build models portfolios. I was a photographer, videographer in Chicago. Um, I moved out to Las Vegas to pursue that and ended up having so much time within isolation, moving to a new state,
yeah,
wanting to learn new people and borderline sharpen my blade out here.
got you.
Um, I just, I felt a different level of confidence out here to be able to pursue my music.
Right.
And just through the process of thinking for names, like I couldn't just go by Ed or Eddie. At
Right.
the time, my Instagram handle was it's pronounced Edward, and that was definitely not going to be a music name. But in some form, since the music for me is so honest and conscious to my real life,
Right.
and
Right.
and I take pride in speaking truth within my music, I get inspired by the people around me to do so, and one of my friends, my brother Solo the Dweeb in Chicago, the
Okay.
person that gave me my first radio record, came up with my name for me with me,
Oh, wow.
um, just reassuring. Like I was at a low point of not having, like I said, confidence in Chicago to really pursue my music the way I wanted to,
Okay.
in my voice, and he just kept reminding me how special I was with I wear a lot of hats, bro. I'm an engineer,
Oh,
producer. I do everything
same
essentially
here.
for myself type of thing. I don't pay for studio time. I own a studio in Chicago.
Mhm.
I don't pay for beats from other producers. I try to collaborate
Damn,
and
that's what's up.
but I really do make my own beats from scratch. And I also write my own music. So he just felt special goes with me.
Right.
And when I first started, I was just special ed. I was just special ed. I had my first radio interview in Chicago with Nitty Knockers, and,
Okay.
and they corrected me. They were like, there's an MC in New
That's
York.
what I was gonna say
Yeah,
from way back when, special ed.
yep,
I remember him of his ears, man. He had these low ears, like Will Smith got him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I immediately after that interview, me and my friend who I brought up there, Sly, another artist,
Mhm.
um, we got in my car and I was like, man, ignorantly, like the joy from the interview was just like, you know what? I'm very special ed.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it with very special ed.
Hell yeah.
And I ran with it. I ran with it. And once I started to take myself more serious as an artist, people started just identifying me outside of Eddie and Ed as
Right.
special. And yeah, that's kind of where the name rooted from.
Okay.
And yeah, it's definitely manifested and harvested through good friendship, good relationship, and
Yeah.
just their perspective on me during a low time, and making that low time a beautiful disaster in a sense, and
Right.
getting as much positive as I could out of it. So came
Definitely.
out of getting the name such a more confident person in myself and my artistry for sure.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, I was very curious. I love the journey of the name of how it started and how you got here now. That is what's up.
For sure.
So
I appreciate it.
so you said, are you from Chicago? Like born and like somewhat raised, and then you move around a lot?
Yeah,
Or
I spent a lot of time on all sides of Chicago. I
okay.
grew up on the north side. I spent a lot of my maturing after high school, like
Mhm.
3 or 4 years on the west side of Chicago,
Oh, okay.
and that's where I started to invest time and effort into the music. And yeah, I've been in Chicago my whole life prior to me moving to Las Vegas.
Okay.
Um, I also am first generation Filipino American. So my mom came over from the Philippines type of thing.
I want to ask from where, because my wife is Filipino and she's first generation also.
If
I
I'm
don't know
not
where she's from though.
if I'm not mistaken, my mom was from originally around the capital of Manila. So
Okay.
she came over when she was younger. I want to say like 4 or 5. And yeah, I was just raised in Chicago. I was
Mhm.
I don't know Tagalog, which is the Filipino
My
language.
yeah, my wife knows that. She knows that and the other dialect I can't think of.
That man, that's like a dream of mine, and definitely before my feet leave this earth, I gotta learn Tagalog. Mainly just in Filipino culture, like there's a lot of us younger Filipinos who can't speak to our older family because that's their main language.
Yeah.
Um, I just think it would mean a lot for me and specifically my family if I learned Tagalog and I was able to contain culture dialogue within our bloodline to it's just a blessing to be able to learn different
Right.
languages, speak to different people. So I
I
would
get
love to be able to learn Tagalog and speak to my family that one I haven't met. I have like 30
yeah.
cousins in the Philippines type of
Damn.
thing.
Have you
Yeah.
been to the Philippines yet?
I planned on it last year. It's an expensive
Oh,
trip. It's an expensive trip. It's like a 12-hour flight. And then
yeah.
since it's such a long flight, you kind of want to stay there for 2 weeks and make it,
Oh,
you know what
definitely.
I'm saying? Like you don't want to stay any
Worth
less than 2 weeks coming from America for sure.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I know my wife wants to take me and all the kids to the Philippines so I can experience that culture, which I'm all down for.
Yeah,
Just like you said, it's expensive. You know what I mean?
very, very.
But once you get there, everything's cheap. It's weird. I don't
Oh,
get.
crazy cheap. A dollar from America, bringing it over there. It's like a lot of my Filipino cousins that I have spoken to, they have
Mhm.
even looked at people like me and my sister being Americanized and what my sister does, having her own business,
Right.
and me having my own business. They look at us as like we're the pinnacle. Like we're doing what they essentially want to come here and do. You know what I'm saying?
That's a regular thing.
Yeah, to be able to pursue passion and kind of disconnect from the matrix given to us, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, to be able to really find your true self, figure out what you want in this lifetime. And I can appreciate that, but I just wish I could have more conversation with them, you know what I'm saying? If
Oh, definitely,
I'm gonna
definitely.
learn Tagalog, man, you just put me on my shelf. I'm gonna learn Tagalog
He
soon.
said, "Hey man, whatever I gotta do to inspire and motivate you, bro. Yeah, go learn it because my wife wants me to learn it too. But all I know is a couple words and some cuss words.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. I know words that were told to me when I was like a kid, like palot is getting a spanking and stuff like
Oh yeah, I know that one.
yeah.
My wife says it to the kids. I know that one.
Uh-huh. And then the obvious mahal tal, you know what I'm saying? That's that
Oh,
spreading love and I love
yeah,
you. Yeah. That's dope that you know that though, bro. That low key warmed my soul a little bit, man. Hearing that's beautiful for real.
yeah. Like the basic stuff I know, but like deep conversation. Like I talk to her grandma. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. Is that like they're very soft spoken? So like they got to speak up. I used to be in the army and
Wow.
like my job was to shoot cannons. So like I'd never wear my ear protection. So I messed up. So I can't hear all that well. Trust me, you are on the speakers loud and clear.
Oh yeah, I got you blasted right now. I feel that.
So when did you start rhyming? When did you start rapping? When did you start starting to learn how to engineer and produce?
Yeah, so I was actually taught how to produce first.
Oh,
I have thankfully to good parenting and efforts to keep me active and out
really?
of the nonsense in Chicago. My parents put me in a lot of after school things and during school things, such as like I played the trumpet, I played the drums, I played the guitar, bass guitar. I had a dad who really invested time and effort to, you know what I'm saying, not only for me to enjoy life, but
Right.
also learn something that I could take with me. And
That's
I
what's up.
started playing instruments at a young age. I want to say grade school.
Oh,
Um, and then I want to say 2016, 2017 is when I really picked up my laptop, downloaded FL Studio, and
okay.
due to the people that I was around,
Hmm.
um, I was mentored by like people within a collective that I am a part of.
Okay.
We're more family based collective now, less of a, you know what I'm saying, a business. We learn
That's a
from
good
our
thing.
mistakes type of thing.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah. And a lot of my inspirations like QVRS, Solo to Dweeb, just kept me motivated because they saw the potential. They know my drive. When I'm able to put my mind to something, then I can make something happen. So yeah, 2017 I started producing, and
Okay.
then when I came to Vegas in 2018, that's when I started recording, engineering myself, and learning on my own voice before I can go and help anybody else with their artistry.
Right.
So it was a process. You could scroll back to that time and hear the difference
Right.
of sound and even
Right.
content that I was trying to push out. And now it's just harvested more based on everything's always been true to me, but it's just a different point of life for me now. I'm 26 years old,
Okay.
and I've invested all of my time and heart and effort into making sure that I don't have to ever work a 9 to 5. I don't want to,
Same
and
here.
yeah, so I started running studio sessions out of my bedroom in Chicago, $25 an hour, really for my close friends, and people
Okay.
started to see a lot of more with a lot of more sounds in my catalog outside of mine, which
Oh,
made
okay.
other artists in Chicago able to invest their time and money and effort into a studio space with me as their engineer. And it always works out beautifully working with other artists because I produce too. And my
Right.
biggest pet peeve is when an artist comes to the studio and types in YouTube and pulls a YouTube beat because I'm a producer.
Right.
And when you're stealing a YouTube beat, I feel some type of way because I know
Yeah.
I know what it feels like. So how I started to move as I aged and grew within the art is just I want to produce for these artists. I want to be able to grab the fruit of all of the artists I work with and squeeze the juice out of it so I could take what I want from the artists and
Got you.
alongside killing two birds with one stone with giving them what they want too.
Right.
And I feel like one thing that's not harped on heavily within artists is like you want a connection with these producers you work with.
Yeah, definitely.
You want your producer to know your sound rather than you having to find the sound from the producer. You want the producer to know what you want and at least a reference, an idea.
Right.
So that's why after the first session with a new client, I normally would start, okay, I'm going to drop you a folder of beats based off of what you recorded today and stuff that I think you might actually sound good on.
Right.
And now standing today, I want to say I have about 7 to 10 regulars who I just like have utmost respect for, and it's vice versa to where it's like I can send you beats.
Right.
I'm not selling these beats for like 20, 50. I just want you to make your song to it,
Right.
and let's do this properly to where it's like you're getting paid, I'm getting paid off of the success on the song. I don't want you to be investing money that you don't have because I ended up being in that same situation. I didn't want to invest money that I didn't have on
Mm-hmm.
producers beats, so I started producing my own beats. I didn't have the money to go into the studios I wanted to, so I built the studio I wanted to. You know what
That's
I'm
what's
saying?
up.
So yeah, I try to invest independent, or I try to instill independence within artistry because there's so much music money out here and so many different opportunities for us artists, independent artists specifically, to make a living and make this a full-time thing for sure. So
Definitely. I
yeah.
like how you pretty much a win-win situation. You're not trying to gouge them and just leave them pretty much penniless and everything and
uh,
all messed up. And you sitting there like, yo, I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Let's build that relationship and that connection. That's what's up. Because not a lot of people are like that because the music industry can be grimy as hell. So
Very.
yeah, so I totally get it. But other than music, man, what else do you do? What are your hobbies?
Man, I game. I game a lot. I
Oh,
game
okay.
a lot.
What you
A
play?
lot of I play Apex, Call of Duty, 2K. I
Okay.
I'm on Xbox and yeah,
Yeah, you're on the Xbox. Good job. Good job.
yeah.
yeah,
Thank you, thank you. I'm glad we didn't have to go like this because of
yeah,
that.
yeah. We good. We good.
But yeah, I game. I do game heavy. I feel like the game is just an escape from reality for me. Obviously, you get so submerged in what's going on.
Right, right,
And also, I play with people that I've known for like 10, 12 years. A lot of my close people are people that I met through the game, to be honest. A lot of my longest relationships with friendships are people that I met through the game, and we
right.
just as kids used to play every day. And it's something that a habit that we still do, but now it's as we're older, we're just really trying to get on the mic and make sure everybody's good on there. And you know what I'm saying? We'll play a couple games here and there, but it's more of like us to check in with our homies, our brothers, and really
Oh yeah, definitely.
and wellness check and whatnot. But outside of gaming, man, I'm big on sports. I watch a lot of NBA
That's
basketball.
what I was gonna ask you. What's your team and who you going for in the playoffs?
Man, my team is gone, man. I'm a Chicago
Oh,
man, and my
okay.
team was not blessed to have to play the best player in the league right now. We played Giannis, and
Hmm.
we clearly see what greatness looks like, even with pieces missing with Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
But he's different. I kind of felt like that was gonna go that way, but as a Chicagoan, you know, we're gonna fight. We're gonna
Oh yeah,
fight
definitely.
and hope and wish that our team pulls through. But yeah, that's definitely what I spend a good majority of my free time doing is really watching sports and really kind of connecting within what other people are interested in
Definitely.
outside of just the music. You know what I'm saying? I can't drown myself in solely just music, 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 music.
Yeah, you need that break.
Yeah, and people have this like connotation that it's a good thing to constantly be locked in and whatnot in the studio and always making beats and always writing. And I used to think that way thoroughly when I started just to improve. But and there's always room for improvement. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, you still got to tap in with reality, whether it be your
True.
family, other interests that you have when the music stuff is. And not everything is smooth in the creative process. You go through blocks. You go through issues of figuring out what sound you want and what instrument you want to pull together. So yeah, I just really that's what I kind of grew up through was sports and I played football and stuff of that nature. So everything kind of just ascended into
Right.
maybe me taking a back seat of thinking like, oh, I'm league bound and more like can appreciate other people's talent as
Oh yeah.
opposed to always be focused on mine as an athlete. So
Oh, I get that. I get that. I totally get that. So, the question's about to come up. What are your top three artists and why?
all right,
Ooh,
so
what you got?
my top three artists are probably going to be three artists you haven't heard of yet, but I know you're going to hear of in the future.
Oh,
um,
okay.
uh, Starting right off bat, Heartbreak Homie inspires me to
Okay.
the maximum. Heartbreak Homie is a part of Section 312, and they brought me along to really, man, just it's a family thing, bro. And
Right.
when you move properly within people and you want to see other people win, your wins come along with them. When they win, I win, and vice versa. And that's a connection I have with Heartbreak Homie. I produce. She's also on my EP that I released last year in June, After Hours Volume 2.
Oh, so it's a female.
Yep,
Oh,
Heartbreak
okay.
Homie.
Yeah, I gotta hear her out then. That's for
she
sure,
she
sure.
she's super super dope talented. Only has been rapping for I want to say 2-3 years, but um you through like her love for music and her
Right.
inspiration, she's just far beyond her time. I look up to her as somebody who's been making music for 5 and 6 years, and
Wow.
she has the credibility to walk into a room and shut it down, really, you know what I'm saying, with
Right.
performing or just her energy. So Heartbreak Homie by far my biggest inspiration right now. Specifically, another inspiration,
Mhm.
Hefe 312, another
Okay.
artist within the collective. It's just I'm so inspired by how Hef really plans and maps something and sticks to it.
Okay.
If the way he wants it is how it's going to be given, and I commend that so much in the day and age where a lot of people base what they want to do off of what other people like. And
Yeah, I get that.
I love the fact that he has the confidence and the knowledge that he has through the growth that he's been through to be able to pursue exactly what he wants within himself and his artistry. That's something that inspires me so much. And then I'm gonna put another one sonically, Solo the Dweeb, man. I mentioned him within giving my name. Solo the Dweeb also gave me my first radio record as a producer. We have a song called Dreams that got spun 2016 or 2017 in Chicago, summer of Chicago. It's my fourth beat I ever made.
Oh,
And yeah, my fourth beat I ever made. And it's simple, you know what I'm saying?
right.
As a producer, I hear it and I'm like, oh, I could have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I got
Did a
you.
little something different, but Solo carried that record so well. That's what really put me through a lot of doors as a producer to be able to push my artistry. So
Got
I started to work with so many more people in Chicago, based off of my successes with Dweeb. And and at the end of the day, me and Dweeb, we have this like workflow to where it's like we get into the studio and we know we're gonna leave with something. There's never a
you.
day where it's just like we can't come up with something. His life is so exciting. I consider my life exciting as a independent full-time artist.
Right.
So we always feel like we have something to talk about, and that's my brother. So
Got
he
you. I get
a
it.
1000% inspires me beyond words for sure. Those three by
Okay.
far, I know for a fact, if you don't know them now, you will know them as soon as you get the music and you hear the beauty behind it, the passion, the honesty, the truth, the love. And yeah, they're just big inspirations for me for sure.
That's good, man, that you're giving a shout out to your collective, man. That is what's up. I'm People ask me like, why do I ask other artists? And like, not like I don't want like mainstream. And the main part is like I want to give them a listen. You know what I mean? Like I want to become a fan. Like you hitting me up, and it's funny because you hit me up when I was listening to your song,
That's so fire.
bro. And I was like, wow, because I was gonna hit you up, and then you ended up hitting me up, and I was like, yo, let's do this. Like, yo,
Yeah.
I vibe with your music, so I was like, yeah, I'm down.
Gratitude, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. But what is your biggest impact that you want to have in the music game? What is the overall goal?
Man, musically, to be honest, this is a question that I always felt like I had an issue with because um, there's so much I want out of it. There's so much I want out of it outside of what everybody may assume
Right.
within the fame or the wealth or this,
Hmm.
that, and the third. I just used music to be able to find myself
Right.
as a human. And it's a blessing that people could hear it and maybe relate or even just have an interest in my voice or the beat sonically. So I guess within music, I guess my biggest thing is really creating safe spaces for artists to express themselves, love themselves, do all that they need to do, and all that they believe in, essentially
Right.
within their artistry. Um, I want people to hear my music and feel motivated. I want my music maybe not to be the up tempo workout music, but it gives you the drive you need, the reassurance you need in your plan and
Right.
what you believe in. That's what I push out my memo, and I hope I could always and only hope that whoever is listening receives it that way. But even as an artist and a musician, I'm just grateful for anybody that gives an ear at the end of the day,
Oh,
um,
definitely.
for sure. But ultimately, as an artist, I would love to create outlets and things like you do, platforms to be able to push out artists that I'm not looking to break artists, like be their big, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, definitely not.
Maybe within credits as a producer or engineer, but
Right.
ultimately, I just want artists to find their true selves, make music for you, make music to like music is a form of unity outside of food. Like
Definitely.
dinner brings people together. You know what I'm saying? Food and different cultures can have a potluck and everybody get along off of just understanding their dish. And
Yo,
music has that power where it's like, if you hear something you relate to, that shit resonates.
definitely.
It lives in the listener. And music being as powerful as it is, I just hope to instill positivity within whoever is listening. Even if I'm speaking on my burdens, just I always make sure that I mention just like, these are phases. These are
Right.
things you are going to go through as an artist, that I have went through at least, and just be able to feel confident in your skin to express it. You don't gotta lie on your music. It like
Yeah.
living a false reality is like my biggest fear, and telling people that it's one way and not having it that way in real life. So I just want honesty out of the people that create music, and really just a more genuine understanding within artistry. Like, we always bring up the industry because sometimes artists think that is the peak for artists and rappers and singers, but
And it's not
but
far from it.
everybody has their own lane. Everybody has their own unique form to themselves, to where I believe whatever you want to do, you want to open studios, you want to promote shows, you want to throw shows,
Right.
you are very capable of doing so, as long as you are putting that energy out there. You got to believe in
Yep.
yourself. You got to believe in yourself before anybody else believes in you. So I yeah, just anything positive, bro. That's the big goal. In a
I
world
get
that
it.
we live in right now, we're just
Whew.
we get thrown so much negative stuff on the internet, right in our
Yep.
face type of thing. There's never room given for the positive things going on. So
And that
anywhere I can make the world a better place, bro, I feel like music is my voice to do so, for
and,
sure.
and that's why we need more people like you to push that positivity, and like myself, because I told you I'm all about peace, love, and positivity.
Most definitely.
And I don't like negative energy. I'm not all about that. After I got out the military, I'm like, I don't need that. If it's if I don't like it, I don't need to be messing with it, kind of thing.
Right.
Right. But in these songs, man, you got a lot of positive takes in it. And we're just gonna dive into them right now. We're gonna dive in, take a look.
Fire.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Fire.
definitely fire.
Fire. Love that record, man. That was the last record I made coming out of Chicago, moving to Las Vegas like 2 months ago.
Oh,
Um,
word.
yeah, take a look, man. Take a look. I was going through some stuff, man. I was going through
Got
some stuff, and I really needed that reassurance. I really needed that reassurance.
got you. All
I
right,
really,
let's get into it so the people can hear.
for sure.
Take a look, take a look, take a look, yeah. Take a look. I've been up in places, I had my competition shook. Paper got new paper, I've been flipping through like books. Oh, you can't treat me like no rug. Everything I've been through made me everything it should. Touchdown, I feel like I'm Brady. It's up now, I feel like I made it. I hotbox, my vision been hazy. I'm top shelf, I don't get outdated. I'm getting better as I age. Tell me everything you think before I get deep in graves. Yeah, the city got me laid up. City got me paid up. City got me ducking now, cause that love shit is made up. New city might run around. Stay 100 now, relocate my brother now. In another town, my phone call with my mother now. Got no run around, don't take offense, she looking out. Cause my mother proud, and I do this shit, I got my own sound. That boy grown now, makes the most turn cold now. I've been on the road now, turning up my hometown. Take a look, I've been up in places, I had my competition shook. Paper got new paper, I've been flipping through like books. Oh, you can't treat me like no rug. Everything I've been through made me everything it should. Touchdown, I feel like I'm Brady.
All right, bro. In there, you said I feel like I'm Brady. So you feeling like the GOAT? I love the confidence.
Yeah, bro. I like I said, during that time creating it, I was going through such a rough experience, bro. I got a
You,
borderline.
I'm gonna say you don't need to go too much in detail, bro.
Oh,
I'm just
I got you. I got yeah,
oh,
for
okay,
sure.
got it.
But I do feel like this is a good opportunity to let people know what I was going through. Like
Oh,
I
okay,
said, there's so much honesty within the music. Everything that I was going through was really stated in the music. I mean, needing to move to another state
right.
to really find myself, moving my brother to another state as well, which I do live with my engineer from Houston now in Las
Oh, okay.
Vegas. It's always been a goal of ours to get our own place in Las Vegas and expand out here.
Gotcha.
And yeah, man, just going through so much and like I say, some of the darkest times create some of the best music because you're so submerged in the moment. And
Yeah.
that was one of the times I was definitely submerged in the moment for sure. But alongside through all the burden, like I'm telling myself through the whole hook is like, take a look at what I got, bro. Like, take a look. That 4 years ago,
Right.
Ed would have seen what I'm doing 4 years now and been so grateful. So like, regardless of the new problems I have today as an independent artist, this is the life I did ask for, and I'm forever appreciative from to myself, honestly, to
Right.
be able to pursue what I dreamed of um, since high school, really. Uh, man, yeah. Take a look resonates with me, man. That shit gives me goosebumps, honestly, because like I said, I was just so submerged in the moment. Every
Right.
time I listen to it, I feel that same exact moment. But as much, like I said, as much as it was a burden, it was a beautiful disaster because I ended up coming up with one of my favorite songs, and I was excited to release that for
Yeah,
sure.
man, it's a really good song, and I realize like majority of your songs are nice and mellow, and like it's your sound is different from any other artist that I've had, and your sound is very unique. So like on the radio, your song hits the radio, it's gonna be your people are gonna know who you are just by your voice and your sound, and
Hmm.
it makes you unique in yourself. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, for sure. Yeah. And I stated that. Yeah, I stated that in the verse. It's like I got my own
Your
sound.
sound, yeah.
That boy's grown now.
Yeah.
I'm mixing my emotions and I turn cold. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, yeah. I'm glad that you can pick up on that for real. I'm super that I take my writing so seriously. Like I said, I
Got you.
the honesty and when I first started, people were considering me like a conscious R&B singer, and um, I just wanted to break out of that sad boy stuff of
Right.
really like just talking about everything going wrong in the music and
Got
really
you.
start putting some more positivity. There's so much positive going on at the end of the day as well when you focus on what's actually going on. So yeah, man, take a look resonates with me for sure.
Oh man. And you had a line in there. You can't treat me like a rug. Everything I've been through made me everything it should. And like you can tell right there, like, yeah, you were going through some stuff and like going through pain and like going through the storm, it builds growth overall.
For sure.
That's what it mainly does. It makes you mentally stronger and a lot in some cases physically stronger, depending on
Most
the
definitely.
situation. So like I can definitely tell like you was going through something just by that line. But
Hmm.
but I got a question on a line because I didn't quite get it. But tell me everything you think before I get deep in graves. What do you mean by that?
Uh, I feel like when artists get a lot of artists get a lot more recognition and get given their flowers when they are not present physically anymore. When you
Okay.
can't reach out to that artist, you can't get anything new out of them, that's when the flowers are given so heavily.
Right. Yeah.
You saw through the industry so many times people get bashed while they're alive. Michael Jackson.
Yep.
I also think another person like that who is going to go through similar situations
Mhm.
is Kanye West. So many people dislike Kanye West
Man,
right now, but
I love Kanye West.
I love
Honestly.
Kanye, but there's so many other parties that'll look at you and have a conversation with you and tell you word for word, Kanye's crazy. Kanye's crazy for
Exactly.
believing in himself so hard. And
I just see him as very passionate. Like he's very passionate in any and everything he does. And
Exactly.
like if you get me hyped up about something I'm passionate about, like I can definitely act like Kanye. And my wife's like, you acting like Kanye. I'm like, because I'm just hyped because I'm very passionate about something.
Passionate,
It's
and outside of just the drive and the passion, it's just like I said, the flowers are given late, and that's what I really felt. I was saying through the
right.
music at that point
Okay.
was just tell me how you feel about me before it is too late,
God.
and also just to for it to make more sense for you and anybody else listening, obviously, I was held up at gunpoint with like a girlfriend of mine around that time in Chicago. Took her car, pointed two different guns at our face, and mind you, like I'm a peacemaker, bro. I hate confrontation. I'm borderline like y'all could just
Right.
whatever's gonna help y'all go crazy as long as y'all don't tweak and do something that y'all are gonna regret. Like just do
Exactly.
what y'all gotta do. So that was a trauma, and still to this day truly is a trauma. So I somebody walk up to my car now, we got to drive away. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want nobody I don't know just walking up to my car now when you
Right.
experience something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where that line resonates. Like I said, I was just going through so much stuff at that time and so much trauma, hurt, pain from just being taken advantage of and things of that nature. So I just
Right.
want people to hear it and take from it just like tell me how you feel, good or bad. Let me know. So I
Mhm.
at least have that transparent truth from you. If you don't like me, tell me that. If you love me, make sure you tell me that. You know what I'm saying? So
Because you might not get the
goes along with-
chance.
exactly. And that goes along with everybody. And there was just a point in time after that where it was like when that did happen, when we did get
Mhm.
carjacked,
Right.
I was just like in fear. I felt like I was just gonna lose my life every single opportunity that I walked outside. Like I lived with that trauma. I used to smoke in my car and was terrified to just go outside and roll up now.
Yeah.
So it altered a lot. It made me move much more aware. I wouldn't necessarily say I was naive. Being from Chicago, it's impossible to be naive.
Big facts. That's what people tell me.
Yeah, impossible to be naive. So it's I just moved a lot more aware. I started to having to trust my instinct more than I trust new people, and really listen to my gut and listen to what the universe is really telling me. And yeah, that's where that line essentially resonates.
Oh, okay. Because I was definitely curious. But you also had a line in there. I've been on the road now, and you told me like you've been like you traveled to what is it, the City of Angels, Sin City, and the Windy City. You just be
Yeah,
going around and
yeah,
like you just pretty much making money moves with the music and everything. That's what I'm assuming you're doing.
yeah. Outside of just there's a lot of world out here, I do travel for business. I travel to network with the artists that I'm interested in.
Right.
I did go through a little phase of just not being an A&R, but really seeking talent to give my
Okay.
production for, and engineering time, effort. So being on the road for me, that resonates all the way back to when I started music.
Right.
When I first came to Las Vegas, I was just producing, and I was with three other artists from Chicago: Kato 8, Rico Bandana, QVRS. Also, more people within a collective that the Family Collective. We went by Sound Posse, and we sold our CDs on Fremont Street, out here in Target parking lots.
You gotta do what you gotta do. The hustle.
Yeah, and that just instilled so much of a drive for us. But we realized the only way this works is new eyes and new ears. We can't just always be on Michigan Avenue in Chicago or
Right.
on our favorite sides of town and get those people. We gotta outsource and really connect with other people around the world. So we actually followed the ASAP Rocky tour
Oh, wow.
2017, not under contract, just knew the tour dates and followed the bus type of thing, and was at every single show ASAP Mob was performing at, dishing CDs outside of the show. And um,
Talk about the
people,
hustle.
yeah, people have a negative connotation on people giving CDs because one, nobody has a CD player anymore.
Big
Two,
fact.
two, it's always ingenuine because normally artists are out there to just make money. But our motive behind it was like, we want y'all to know us. We
Hmm.
don't want your $5, $10 donation all the time and you get a CD and never play it. We want to have a conversation with you to where you connect with us as an individual,
Right.
understand why we're here doing this right now, and then you listen to the music and really get the art behind it. So yeah, being on the road for me is one of those things that I prioritize now because like I said, there's just so much world out here that I feel like we need to experience. Me being from the city of Chicago, we see buildings. So when I come to Las Vegas and I see mountains, it's like
Right.
it feels like a vacation, but I live there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, being on the road is a big thing for me and my people to do, not only as a source of income for us, but really just connecting with individuals who we run into and through the graces of the universe, the power of the universe, just be able to have a normal human conversation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want 2 minutes of your time so I can express why I'm standing right here in front of you, reaching out to you
Definitely.
right now. So a lot of my biggest supporters right now are people that I met during that time, like people in
Wow.
Arizona, people. We went to Mesa, Arizona, San Francisco, San Diego. We did the whole West Coast side of the tour, and obviously we started at the show near Chicago. The first show was in Milwaukee, and then we started traveling west from there. So
Okay.
but yeah, being on the road still to this day, like I still 3 weeks ago before I went to LA with my videographer who is Heart of the City Media, much more than a videographer, by the way. He's
Oh,
mad talented with all he does. I don't know if you've heard of Saba, the artist from Chicago, but
yes, I have.
he did a lot of his early work with Comfort Zone and the visuals when Saba was
Mhm.
on 10 Day with Chance. And
Okay.
yeah, so he was connected there. And yeah, he gave me a great blessing of an opportunity to come to Saba's rehearsal. And
Damn.
um,
That's an opportunity right
it
there.
was a learning experience for me because I love performing, dog. I love
Mhm.
performing. I'm so particular on performance, so I never want just to go on stage, introduce myself, spin the track, and then get off. You know, I want it
I
to be
I saw
memorable.
that. I saw that in one of your stories on Instagram.
Mhm.
I'm assuming that that was your posse performing and everything, and then I seen you upstage and like you seemed like you wanted to connect with the crowd and you were
Yeah.
talking to the crowd and everything. So I definitely saw that.
Yeah, that show that was considered a vibe night. I actually put that together all the way from venue. That's one of my closest friends' restaurants.
Oh wow.
Of good to go Jamaican cuisine in Chicago,
Oh,
North Side. Vendors were all people I believe in with small businesses, whether you had clothing, infused drinks,
right.
candles, jewelry, things of that nature. And the artists were all artists that I produce and engineer for. So it was a show based around just everything Special does.
Right.
Everything as everybody was there essentially supporting a person, but I put it together so everybody had that one space that we could just show some love to one another. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? As young entrepreneurs. And yeah, bro, that was a great experience. That was last year. That was, to be honest, my last major show. Like
Okay.
I've opened here and there for close friends, people I work with, obviously, places I got production in.
Mhm.
And yeah, definitely love performing. It's
That's good,
everything to
man.
me. It's everything.
That's good that you don't got stage fright because trust me, when the first time I like recorded my first show, I was up here shaking and all nervous. But now I'm good. It's just like chopping it up with a friend, just talking about
Exactly.
the music, and that's how I look at it now. But ooh, like performing, I don't know about all that one on stage. I would probably have to get used to it. Were you just a natural at it?
I give the honor to sports, to be honest. Playing sports really helped me being on a stage. I was a recruited football player, so I always had some form of eyes on me, whether it would be college coach or um, physical training or just a mentor, constantly just being on my behind. You know what I'm saying? So just Having eyes on me never was an issue. I think I come from a very charismatic family, which helps. My sister walked pageants when she was a kid, was on like American Girl Doll magazine and stuff like that. So I gained a lot of confidence through I obviously just the way my family expressed themselves. So
That's what's
um, stage presence for me is like I just want people to feel it. That's all. I want them to receive it the way they receive it, but most importantly, just feel it. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. But ultimately, just know I'm giving myself up here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a confident in own skin, own voice. That's where it all started for me. Definitely had to get right within myself before I can express myself.
Got it. Got it. Before we move on to the next song, is there anything else that you want to say about Take a Look?
Take a Look. Oh yeah, man. Real quick, just before we move on to the next song, Take a Look was is the first song that I actually did not produce myself. Yeah.
Right, who produced it?
My brother, the most talented producer on earth. I hold this close to my heart because I know it, I believe it, I've seen it, I've learned from him. Everything I know, I gained from him is Kato 8. He's a person that I connected with when I was a videographer, photographer, also a part of the Sound Posse Collective. He produced it. I've always wanted production by Kato 8 because I've always been a fan just as much as I am a brother. I salute everything he does as a father, being able to still produce, work a job, but not only just produce at a high level, like really know what you are doing on the software, like to mathematical equations on type thing. Like he's Einstein to the production for real. And he sent me a pack of beats, and that was the one that I had to pick. So shout out Kato 8, man, my boy from Chicago. I talked to him yesterday, man. I need that man to get on his stuff again. I need him on the laptop. I need him sending the beats out. He got a couple big placements recently. I don't know if I can mention them right now, but he definitely has some real good sounds within the artist of Chicago. And I'm hoping to bring him out west so he could connect out here as well with the people.
That's
so shout out Kato 8, man. That's my brother, man.
Man, love the shout out. Love the love that you're giving out to your people, man. Truly.
For sure. They deserve it, man. They deserve it just as much as I feel like I do. You know what I'm saying? They're so talented. The people I surround myself daily with, I really took that fruit and squeezed the juice. And this is like the most perfect juice I could have asked for within the people around me. I cannot express my gratitude for Kato and my other collective. So
got you. Did so on this next song, Checkpoint, did you produce it? Or did
Checkpoints I produce. And the Checkpoints vibe is definitely Take a Look was an experience for me because I don't make up-tempo music that you really nod your head to. I make more of the checkpoints where it's like I want you to really dissect and really pay attention to the words. You know what I'm saying? The beat is gonna do what it does, but like I'm putting borderline a diary entry within checkpoints. So yeah, that's Checkpoints. That's my most successful song. Also, for sure, my most favorite that I have.
That is my most favorite. I was going through your catalog, and this is my favorite one.
I appreciate that, man. That's the one for me as well.
All right, so let's dive into the song, and so the people can hear it.
Deserve way more than settling. I'ma need everything my preference. I cannot decide which the best in. Steady conversation like I'm with the best friend. $20 jacket that I'm dressed in. 5 G's rotated in investments. Gold chain, evil eye, I'm protected. Sticky fingers, I've been reaching for some better reps. I've been practicing, I'm better in my essence. Problems with new people, I don't let them in. People lurking, turning on you for a fresh 10. Couldn't view a lick as a blessing. Yeah, your baby noticing our difference. You can ask the higher power witness. I did this whole thing a little different, but I can't seem to find what's missing. Is this real what I'm feeling lately? Needing tens at the top floors of building, baby. In the pan, in the pot, let it simmer, baby. Need your hand when I'm not feeling real, baby. Comprehensive, but it's really just a little, baby. Not to mention I've been peeping in the middle, baby. Just a little, baby. Other fellas see me, wanna replicate what I demonstrate. Treat my last upgrade like a levitate. Treat my last upgrade like I levitated. Treat my last upgrade like I levitated. Treat my last upgrade like I levitated. I deserve way more than settling. I'ma need everything my preference. I cannot decide which the best thing.
Right there.
Yes, sir.
That thing right there. Whew, I love the slow jazz, like in the middle, like gives me some nice, good, mellow feels. Like it makes me really feel the song. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
And then I also like how, well, I think we were talking about it earlier, where you were talking about it earlier, how like people portray themselves as something with something they're not. And you said something about $20 jacket and 5Gs in investments. And trust me, I would rather have a $20 jacket on and have money in investments. You know what I'm saying? Like people spend so much money on outfits portraying wealth when you can have money in investments and actually be gaining wealth.
Gaining wealth and also manifesting the life that you really want, for sure.
Big
So,
facts.
yeah, that and that's real, bro. That's real. I consider myself a super fly cheap dude. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
big facts.
Yeah, I consider myself a super fly cheap dude. I'm not gonna buy the $250 shirt, but I will buy the $5 shirt and make that joint look like, you know what I'm
Like
saying? Like
$50 shirt. Hey, big
exactly,
facts.
exactly.
Big
So
facts. Ice.
I'm in love with thrifting for real. So that's where that
Ooh,
kind of
same here.
yeah, that's where that manifested from. Is like I could be in the flyest thrift shop gear, and you could come in your Dior with the Jordans and this, that, and the third. And I promise I'll still be able to give off the right energy.
Right. Like you still out here stunting on people. You know what I mean?
You
You
know
don't
what I'm
need
saying? You got to at the end of the day sometimes pat yourself on the back.
hey, you gotta do that sometimes, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
But I like love that line just because like just the message behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, just the message behind it. And then you have another line, I've been practicing better in my essence. What did you mean by that? What were you practicing on? Better in your
That was more so practicing on bettering my essence is really like me being able as a young man to acknowledge the things I need to grow on, and just realigning my focus, realigning my drive on the reason I do this at the end of the day.
yeah.
Sometimes I will admit it is hard when you do get that recognition finally and you want to treat yourself.
Yeah.
But just practicing on bettering my essence is bettering my values on this earth, is like what really is making me smile. Is the new outfit going to make me smile, or is the fact that passive income is going to make me smile? Generational wealth is going to make me smile. The fact that when I am blessed to have a child at some point, that my child can pursue the life that my child wants in this world.
Feel that. I feel that.
So bettering my essence is really just, excuse me, is really just uh realignment, sharpening that blade, and looking in the mirror and really
The man in the mirror.
yeah, really taking all good and bad that comes with you, and starting off with just acknowledging it and then seeing how you want to grow from it. So bettering my essence, I still to this day better my essence. So checkpoints resonates with me. I could throw on checkpoints when I'm having a tough day and be like, okay, I
Yeah.
remember. I remember now.
Definitely,
I remember
definitely.
now.
And like bettering is all self-improvement is like a lifelong process.
Mm-hmm.
It never stops. So like trust me, I get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And one other thing that I loved about the song is like all the flow switches in the verse. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, man. I I love flexing the pen because there's just a lot of people would say that I'm a quiet person. I'm very introverted. I
Okay.
love time by myself, but I do love company. Don't get it wrong. Like I love being around good. I love being around good energy. It's just hard to find good energy in certain
Big
places,
facts. Yeah, it is.
especially within the music industry. So, um, yeah, bro, just like you said, self-care is something that we as human beings need throughout the whole lifetime that we are on earth physically. We need to always be figuring out ways to ascend and better ourselves than the previous day. And that's kind of what I just wanted to instill within checkpoints. It was a big spiritual checkpoint for me.
Okay.
Just being able to confidently express the good in my life finally. Um, so much of the music prior to that was just moments of grief or moments of growth, as
Yeah.
opposed to checkpoints being that reassurance for me. So with me giving entirely my all in checkpoints, I also feel like that's also why people stream it at the end of the day. That on Spotify is almost at 35,000.
Damn.
One of my most played records. And I, once again, like I have my collective, but all of my collective have their own lanes as well that they push.
Right.
So really doing it as an independent artist, no management, no team, no producer to help no producer to help essentially push the record, no engineer to help push the record.
Right.
Getting it on different various like platforms um to just grow it and get it heard. That was all done by me. So it's one of those, like I said, it's just a reassurance record for me. And that's also why I feel like it's the most played. People feel that. People feel the
Definitely.
the people feel the bettering of the essence happening within the record. Really self-reflection. And yeah, checkpoints resonates with me just as much, if not more, than Take a Look for sure. So
Oh, it definitely resonates with me, man. It's a really good song, a really good joint, man. Definitely something I can listen to like a hard day of work or something. You can like
mm-hmm.
do just to upbring your spirits. You know what I
For
mean?
sure, man. That was the goal, man. Hearing that just made the soul warm, man. Got me blushing, man.
Like, oh yeah, I see you getting the Asian glow going on over there. But you said you're at 35K. Hey, people, let's double that. Let's double that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I still,
Let's-
like I said, that's still fresh music to people who haven't been in tune with Very Special Ed yet. So I still push out that song thoroughly because it's the closest thing to what I am right now, and in a form of manifesting, being a young man, a grown man. So yeah, checkpoints is the one for me for sure. I'll definitely continue making sure that's heard, making sure that's heard.
I know you said you had some things, upcoming things like this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So like what you got? Like you got some performances, upcoming shows.
So I have a show that I'm putting again together in Chicago at the same venue, Good to Go. I'm trying to make it my residency as far as venues where
Okay.
if Ed is doing a show, you know it's there in Chicago. If he's doing it in Chicago, it's there. And I would love to help grow their space because I went to school with their son for my whole life type of thing since grade school.
Gotcha.
And yeah, I do have a show coming up in June 17th in Chicago. It's gonna be great. It's a fashion show. Alongside that, I'm taking a trip to Chicago this weekend to really engineer for a couple people's albums, projects that they have coming out for the summer. And yeah, bro, this weekend is a busy weekend due to me having to go home and continue creating out there. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's a blessing. This is the life I asked for. Not
Yeah,
a lot of people could say that they're just traveling from state to state to work, and let alone it being within passion and it's music that's being able to bring me that blessing. So
definitely.
I'm as much as it's a busy weekend, a busy couple months coming up, it's going to be a very good experience. Obviously, more opportunity to grow, more opportunity to create a larger catalog for other artists, myself. And yeah, I just try to do something like that once every month, spend some time in a different state, networking, whether it be California, Chicago, I'm planning on New York very soon, before fall. So hopefully through the summer,
Okay.
and Atlanta as well. I've been to Atlanta a handful of times, and
And in all the major cities, all the
yeah,
major.
really all the major cities. More to, at the end of the day, kind of like you said, my sound is unique, and
Right.
as much as I am from Chicago, I say that it's Chicago fueled for sure. But you go and have that conversation with a music head in Chicago, there's two lanes in Chicago, in my opinion, within music. It's the
Right.
conscious hip hop, like the
Hmm.
poetic. You're not gonna outbar them because they really study these words,
Yeah.
and then the obvious within the drill rap, which I still to this day thoroughly love. Like,
Yeah.
but within different reason. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
love the production of drill music. The fact
Right.
that you could turn this on and people start, they get, the blood pressure start boiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The power behind music is so beautiful. And
Facts.
at the end of the day, that drill music is somebody's truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's that the two within those two lanes in Chicago, I always felt like I didn't fit in either one. Like
Oh, I would say you definitely don't fit in either one,
yeah,
but that's a
exactly.
good thing. You don't need to fit in either one.
Which leads to the reasoning of like me having to travel to different states and get my music heard so I could get more buzz elsewhere as well. Don't get me wrong, the buzz in Chicago is real. I
Right.
could go into a space, a show, a performance, and have a handful of people actually know what I do and who I am without even announcing myself. But just like I said, I feel like my music is meant for the West Coast. I feel like my music, through my learning experience of traveling, is just, it will get received differently in all of these other states. So just keeping an open mind to other people's opinion on what I got creating. And
Yeah.
but ultimately at the end of the day, staying true to self, and true to my beliefs on where I comfortably even want to be. So I've always wanted to be on the West Coast. That was one compliment that I always got from Chicago, is just like, man, Chicago is great, but if you take this shit to the West Coast, this is gonna do it for you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, playing checkpoints in Chicago is different from playing checkpoints out here in the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, playing Take a Look even is like, so much of the burden and the negative in Chicago is carried in that. I listened to it out here and I was like, damn, like I was really going through that. You know, like
Yeah.
that. Like, you receive things so differently due to the setting that you're in. So I feel like I needed to just travel so much to be able to get the word and the music out there properly.
Oh,
And
definitely.
it's even like I pride myself on the fact that I really did push all of this like solo, dude. Like, I really made this music in my own studio. I really didn't reach out to no platforms to like, hey, I just released a song, I would love for
Right.
y'all to do a write-up or something like that. I just wanted things to be organic. If you like it, you like it. If you want to do something with it, let's do it. Videographer, hear it, you want to do a video, let's do it. Let's put our art together.
Yeah.
So just any way I could bring unity, that was the goal for sure.
Definitely the goal. Definitely the goal. Goal achieved. But do you got any of your own projects coming out? Any new songs that people should be waiting for?
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, oh, you got that many?
man.
He's like, I got them in the vault ready.
Bro, once we get off of here and we chop it up after, I gotta send you the unreleased folder. Yeah,
Oh, bro, please do.
man, the unreleased folder got everything in there, from just, it's my truest form of self musically, and right now I'm going through the process of just creating music I love, creating the music that I enjoy being in the
Right.
space for. Not that I'm like being stressed out about the creative process, but more embracing the joy behind it,
Yeah.
realizing like
Process
I'm here making music. Like,
time.
I could be working at Jules still or Avon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I could be bagging groceries or stocking shelves, but I'm in front of a computer, sitting in a chair, and what I choose to wear and saying what I choose to say. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And just,
That freedom.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, I
That's
get it, man. It is amazing to have.
sure
So I
for
get it. Trust me, I'm all about that. Not trying to work 9 to 5. I'm all about that. Trying to get that generational wealth, that individuality that I want
sure.
to have. You
And
know.
And also I don't want nobody to take it wrong either.
Oh
Like
yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5, but
Nope.
personally, same way that like you believe the 9 to 5 may work for you at speaking to
Right.
somebody else, I need this other stuff to work for me. The same way you are gonna rely on that job, I'm gonna rely on the music to make it happen for me. And
Definitely.
that's just how I move, bro. I've never stayed at a job longer than 4 to 6 months. Like I've never had a job for a year, whether it would be at a clothing store, whether it be at Starbucks, Jewel Osco, everywhere. It was just I need some form of control and
Yeah.
over my life and my time. Like I can't have somebody telling me I'm not amounting to what they need because
Exactly.
they need something out of me that I can't give or that I within self don't want to give
Right.
to like if I'm gonna give my time to something, we're so limited on earth. Like I need to give it to my passions and the things I love.
Exactly. That's
So
exactly how I look at it. But
yeah, so I just you know what I'm saying, just really needed to manifest a sense of freedom, kind of like you said, for sure.
definitely having that freedom is like everything to me. To be honest, now that I'm out and don't have my soul tied into the U.S. Army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, so do you want to give out any more shout outs? Because you gave a shout out to a whole lot of people. Shout out to your social media or anything.
Yeah. Everyone, you can follow me, Very Special Ed, on all platforms. I do have a Twitter. If you happen to find that, it's not the name Very Special Ed, but that's my little secret, man. I use Twitter for fun.
I
If you
gotta
find
switch it up on you.
if you find that, you find that. But Very Special Ed on all platforms. Real quick, I gotta give a shout out to my people in the town, the city of Chicago, even Evanston on the north end. Got to give it to LBE, Late Bloomers Entertainment, Section 312, and Good to Go Ja, my venue space that I will be doing a lot of events at and shows moving forward.
Right.
And also shout out to all the independent artists thoroughly
Big
for
fact.
being able to pursue what you have a passion for, love, keep it going, no matter what anybody else says, bro. Always keep going if you believe you want to and you need to. This life, your life is your life, and other people are just living in it at the end of the day. So
Yep.
you got a passion behind it, fulfill that passion because us as humans are very capable of doing so when you put your mind to it. If somebody like me who had no creative bone in my system in high school, I was a football player. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about doing juke moves and trucking people as opposed to like I had a D in music. You know what I'm saying? I had a D
Damn.
in music in high school. I also had an F in photography and videography.
Wow. The
Two two
process.
ye- 2 years later, I'm shooting for the Jordan brand. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
sometimes you don't reach other people's standards, and it could be deteriorating on your soul, could be deteriorating on your confidence. But fulfill yourself in this world for real. Fulfill yourself before you
Yeah.
trying to fulfill other people. And I promise it'll work out. I promise it'll work out.
Look at you over here dropping jewels and dropping nuggets for the people. I
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying? Hey,
that.
man, hey, most importantly, shout out to you, bro. Like I said
Oh,
before we got on,
thank you.
like I said before we
Absolutely.
got on here, bro, like for real, we need more genuine platforms to break artists. Not only break artists, but give them an opportunity to express themselves outside of just music.
Yeah,
I know so many independent artists that would crave for this type of moment. You know what I'm saying? No
definitely.
matter how large the platform, how growing the platform, this is an opportunity to express yourself and your passion. So you're doing an amazing job at what you got going on
Thank
as
you.
a
Thank
as a fellow human, as a young man. Any way, like I said, that I can help you push your agenda, push your memo, push what you got going on, I would
you.
love to, bro. We'll 1,000% for real. You're a gem yourself, for real, bro. Like having
Thank you.
something like this, just like you said, you were nervous at first, but you see, you broke your ice, and
Oh, yep.
we we've been here for an hour, and it doesn't feel like it. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
definitely. It
Just
only
through
feels
good,
like 20 minutes.
literally, it's just amazing conversation, and I
Definitely.
salute thoroughly what you do 100% on this side for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. And like, if you're another artist that wants to get on the show, man, hit me up. on my social media down there, and I would love to have y'all on the show, regardless if you're hip hop or not even hip hop. If you're country, by all means, you can hit on the show. Musical artists, not just hip hop artists, because every musical artist has a message behind their songs.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have your schedule booked up, bro. Once I get my people seeing this, I'm sending all of my people your way.
By all means.
I'm gonna make sure they get connected with other good people. That is the goal, for real. So that I can connect you with good people and vice versa, I got you, bro, for sure.
Appreciate it. All right, but we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate your time and everything.
My man's.
Yeah. But like I said, we're gonna get out of here. So like, comment, subscribe to Lyrical Minds. Until next time, deuces.